Alright, hello everyone. I have everybody on Zoom this time again. I did my first one with the actual people, so I'm going to go ahead and take a step back and we'll go ahead and get this started here. Alright. So, today my speech is about why every college student should start learning the stock market. So, college students should begin learning the stock market now because developing financial literacy early can build long-term wealth, improve money management skills, and prevent costly financial mistakes. So, imagine graduating from college with a degree, student loan debt, and no real understanding of how to grow your money. Most of us spend years learning about our future careers, but very few of us are ever taught how to make our money work for us. We're taught to make these big money jobs, but never what to do with the money we make. So, instead, many people wait until their 30s or 40s to start doing investments because they think it's too complicated or risky, or it just wasn't something that they had heard about before they got to their 30s or 40s and had to start thinking about retirement. So, I used to think the same thing. When I first became interested in trading, I thought success came from picking the right stocks. But I quickly realized that understanding risk, controlling emotions, and having a plan mattered much more. So, today I want to convince you that learning about the stock market now, not after graduation, is one of the smartest financial decisions you can make. So, first, let's talk about why so many college students avoid investing in the first place. Gotta switch to my second slide here. Alright. Many college students have very little financial knowledge. Studies have shown that young adults often struggle with budgeting, investing, credit, and managing debt. Because of this lack of financial literacy, many delay investing for years and miss valuable opportunities to build wealth. Another reason students avoid the market is fear. They hear stories about people losing thousands of dollars trading, or think investing is just gambling. Without learning the basics, those fears often prevent people from taking advantage of one of the best long-term wealth building tools available. So, many students believe they need thousands of dollars before they can start investing, and that simply isn't true. Today, many brokerages allow people to begin investing with only a few dollars through fractional shares. Another reason students begin to do this is because you can have less now than you ever needed before. With the PDT rule and a couple other things that got removed, it makes it so much easier for younger people to start investing. So, fortunately, there are practical ways every student can begin learning without taking unnecessary risks. Let's go to slide 4. So, what can you do? I'm not suggesting everyone quit school and become a full-time day trader because it's not probable. I mean, me personally, I'm still continuing to keep my full-time job while trying to become a trader. I'm currently not making enough to sustain becoming a trader full-time. While I may be making $50 or $100 a day, that doesn't sustain me as much as a full-time job making $160 or $200 a day would if you consistently work like 16 hours at 10 hours a day. So, instead, I encourage you to begin learning. Start by understanding how the stock market works. Read beginner investing books. And just watch educational videos from reliable sources. And use paper trading accounts before you begin using real money. If you're ready, invest small amounts that you can afford to lose while practicing good risk management. And I'll show ways at the end of this slideshow of things that you can use to learn and other opportunities that I have used. Learning these skills now gives you years to improve before larger financial responsibilities like buying a house or saving for retirement or having to start a family begins to affect your savings. So, experts also recommend starting early because time in the market is one of the biggest advantages young investors have. Earlier in this presentation, I talked about that people ages 30 to 40 tend to begin investing. So me, I'm 19. Let's just round that up to 20, just so it makes it easy. An app like Acorns tells you that if you invest $5 a day for 20 years, you will have $450,000 by the time that 20 years is up. So, I'm 20. I invest $5 a day until I'm 40. I have a $450,000 head start. I have a literal house ahead of someone that is age 40 that is just starting. But just to put that into perspective, that is a house that you could just have, and you could use that as a rental property or even some other things that could be very valuable, or you can just continue to let it grow at that 20% a year, which is what is expected for the market nowadays. So, learning these skills gives you years to improve over some other people. Instead, I think you should start now. So, imagine yourself 10 years from now. In one future, let me switch slides real quick. So, in one future, you never learned about investing because it seemed confusing. You rely only on your paycheck, have little savings, and wish you started earlier. See, you're living paycheck to paycheck, you're struggling with everything, and you're not even thinking about retirement because right now you need to think about how you're going to pay your rent or your bills. Now picture another future where you began learning this during college. You understand budgeting, and you invest consistently, and you know how to evaluate risk. So, and this is why it matters. Even if you never become an active trader, you still feel confident making financial decisions, and you feel like you have a bit of a backbone that you can constantly rely on, and trust that, hey, if everything goes to crap and I really need some money, I have this sitting right here ready for me that I could possibly use to save me. And the difference between these two futures isn't luck, it's education and just starting early. So what should you do? Well, I think you should take action. I challenge each one of you that sees this speech and watches this speech and does this review to download a paper trading app, read one article about investing, see why it might help you, watch a beginner lesson from a trusted financial educator. I mean, if you're comfortable, invest a small amount in a diversified investment rather than waiting years to begin. You don't need to become an expert overnight, you simply need to start learning. And here's those few things that I've said that I use. The main one that I use is Webull, obviously. It has paper trading and it has day trading, which is what I tend to stick to. I trade in small time frames with big amounts. Robinhood is extremely good for long term with IRAs and things that have tax incentives. And Robinhood can help you a lot with building a future wealth program. Personally, I have long-term investments through Robinhood and I have short-term stuff through Webull. So I have both systems that are working for me. And if you're interested in doing what I do with day trading, Ross Cameron, TJR, or Trading Lab, or this channel name can help you as well. So, some people may argue that the stock market is simply gambling. While personally I don't agree, I can understand where it comes from. Irresponsible trading can become gambling, investing, and responsible trading can fix that. You just need to be built on research, discipline, risk management, and long-term planning. Irresponsible trading can be jumping into something without looking in the future, jumping in without actually understand truly what you're getting into. That'd be like walking into some store that you've never heard of and then it just all of a sudden just bombarding you with something that you've never seen before. It's scary. And it's literally like you're sitting at a poker table and it's 50-50. So, today we talked about why many college students avoid the stock market, how learning early can improve financial confidence, and what simple steps you can take to begin. The best time to start learning isn't after graduation or after your first full-time job. It's now. The earlier you begin building financial knowledge, the more opportunities you'll have throughout your life. Thank you. And here's my references right here. I didn't fully take anything from them. I am just speaking out of my personal experience. I did a little bit of research doing through this because I do have some other things that I focus on personally and that are constantly in my head. Most of my notes, though, come from my personal notebooks right here. And I also have this book right here that I tend to use. And most of the stuff that was in this speech is just coming straight from my head. So, thank you for being here, and I appreciate all you've done for me this semester, and I appreciate everyone for coming by and watching in my family.